What's up, fantasy managers? This is the Fantasy Red Zone. We are 1 week away from the NFL season, so Tyler and I are going to do our bold predictions. And they are truly too boldy than where any manager has gone before. If you want to see how crazy they are, then stick around for 7 seconds.
You can do it!
What's up, Zoners? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard youth and Wilt, coming at you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy RZ. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about bold predictions, Jason. I've got my bold predictions. It's like people that I believe in that nobody else does. Their ADP does not line up. And I'm shooting for the moon. Jason, I think you're shooting for fucking Jupiter or something with some of yours.
Was it drops of Jupiter in the air?
Anyways, we're going to cover the news before that. And before we get into everything else, Jason, would you please tell the public how they can help this show?
Yeah, if you guys made it this far, if you could please hit the subscribe, press the like, leave a comment, let us know what you think of these bold predictions. Are they possible? Are they impossible? I would like to know. If you listen to the radio, we're also on Spotify at the Fantasy Red Zone. Right?
Is that what our Spotify is?
Is it? The Fantasy RZ?
No, our Spotify is a Fantasy Red Zone.
The Fantasy Red Zone. I still want to say the other one.
What did I say to begin this? What did I say to begin the episode with?
You said the Fantasy RZ.
All right, and so we are going to be coming out with a website, the Fantasy RZ. You can go to the Fantasy RZ right now, dude. Check it out. You should go check it out. It's amazing.
You would like the white that we have for the background, the blank.
Anyways,
white.
We'll be developing that site as we go. I'm going to be posting all of our notes and topics and rankings and waiver wire pickups and how much you should spend on them. Footballing on a Budget is coming soon to you because, hey, dude, we have the one show where we tell you how much to spend on every fucking player, man. So, Fab, $100. We'll talk about how much to spend on that. Jason, let's get into the news, bro. And
okay.
It's a segment called News and Brews. This is the one night of the week where Jason and I drink this night and tomorrow night. Hey, it's a weekend, dude. It's a 3-day weekend.
Sunday.
And no, I just drink twice. Man.
And Monday. And don't forget Tuesday.
I'm not sober all those days, but I do not drink. I'll tell you that much. All right, dude. Wow. Sorry. Also, I do want to shout out that Zach. I can't think about his last name right now. Thank you for shouting out Jason's birthday last week. You're the only dude, and you've been super cool to the show. We appreciate you. Yeah. Jason, why do I say Deion Jackson? That is his name, right?
Yeah, you're talking about the Colts running back.
The Colts doesn't sound right. Anyways, Deion Jackson expected to start week 1 for Indianapolis Colts because Jonathan Taylor Thomas is holding out right now. I mean, he's on the PUP list, so he can't even start with the first 4 weeks. And Zach Moss is supposed to be taking over when he is healthy. Jason, I love Deion Jackson. If I was you, I'd pick up Deion Jackson for the short term. I think that he's going to be a waiver wire, priority, probably number 1 after week 1, just because he's going to be super involved. You have Anthony Richardson there. If you watched Deion Jackson last year, I had talked to you about 1 million times, Jason. He jumped off the screen. How do you feel about Deion Jackson picking him up just for the first 4 games?
Yeah, make sure you do off of waiver wire. I don't know if I would actually draft the guy, but
I mean, when you draft him, who you picking in the last round of your skill positions, Jason? I always pick Deuce Vaughn. Would I rather have Deion Jackson or Deuce Vaughn? I'm still going Deuce Vaughn.
No, there you go. I am afraid of Zach Moss.
Yeah, I mean Zach Moss was. I think when he played last year, he was good, but dude, Deion Jackson, I don't know why I'm so high on Deion Jackson, but he has like the size of a change of pace back.
No, he's a good runner. Who were the Colts playing in the first week? Do you know by any chance on the top of your head?
That's one thing that if we get 1,000 subscribers, if we start getting paid to do this shit, I will get a schedule, an NFL schedule, and I'll put it in my face, and I'll know all this shit. Please subscribe because we need to get paid. We're living paycheck to paycheck over here, dog. I'm about to sell this jacket.
To me.
Yeah, right, man. You wouldn't buy this.
I can recycle enough cans.
Yeah, I know shit. All right. Joe Burrow, Jason, expected to play week 1. This is a super contrast to what I've heard. I was like, you remember everybody was like, oh my God, don't. Joe Burrow isn't going to, may not play the first 5 weeks because of what Ja'Marr Chase said. So him expected to play week 1 is huge, Jason. I think that, I mean, he is our number 4 quarterback, and I think there is a drop-off after number 3, but still gives me much more confidence in drafting Ja'Marr Chase early.
This is what Joe Burrow does, right? I don't even, he was injured last year during training camp, wasn't he? And then he came back.
Joe Burrow, yeah, 2 training camps have been pretty much non-existent for him. So
right, they did kind of have a slow start at the beginning of the year. I mean, but he still posted 35 touchdowns altogether. So it's not how you start; it's how you finish.
And like we said before, Joe Burrow will get you those spikes, those high points. But there are weeks, maybe like divisional games, stuff like that, where he is a low output person as far as he will not score. He scores less than 22 points. Like 30%, more than 30% of the time. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like 45% of the time. So, anyways, Jason. Oh, I almost talked about my fucking dude, man. I got to keep my eyes low.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on the ball is what they used to tell me in baseball. Okay, Jason. Tyreek Hill is not suspended for off-field issues. That just came like permanent, like an actual report. Was because people were wondering if he was going to get in trouble for slapping fools. Boom! 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 To the public, Jason. To the public. He's out there like Nate Diaz. Not Nate Diaz. Yeah, Nate Diaz. Slapping fools. Anyways, he's not suspended. Tyreek Hill, I am probably going to choose at the 5 spot. It's either him or Kelsey or like Bijan, dude. I'm not choosing a rookie first round, dude. So yeah.
Don't get Bijan.
I know you want the rookie of the first round, but I'm not. Anyways, Jason, Tyreek Hill. So draft him first round. Devin A-Chain staying on that same team. We're talking about 2 Chain's cousin or nephew, A-Chain. He was expected to practice this week leading up to game 1. So he was on our sleeper episode. People love him. Dude, when I watched him, I was like, dude, that motherfucker looks good. Because he did. I was like, who's number 28? I think it was. And then he broke his shoulder. Something happened to his shoulder. Got carted off the field immediately. Dude, Jeff Wilson, Jason, did you hear that he's starting off the season on PUP?
See?
So you have Jeff Wilson out. Give me some A-Chain, man. I'm telling you, draft Mostert earlier than you should, and then pick up A-Chain for sure. Jason, this is a big one. Cooper Kupp, he suffered his hamstring setback and is now day-to-day. How do you feel about Cooper Kupp now?
Oh, he's out of there, dude. He's out of there. I don't want any part of that. Was he like 30 years old and now he's dealing with the hamstrings? We just saw this with Keenan Allen last year. At least you're getting Keenan Allen later than the first round.
Who would you rather have, Jason? Would you rather have DK Metcalf or Cooper Kupp?
Is Cooper Kupp around the DK Metcalf rounds? Was a ADP third round?
DK Metcalf is like round 3.
Yeah. So ADP round 3?
Yeah.
I think that's when I might take a chance on Mr. Kupp.
That's what my break is. So I love Metcalf, but dude, with Njigba and everybody there and all the competition, Kupp is going to be the only dude there. So even if he does pull the Allen, when he comes back, he might carry you to a championship. But goddamn, dude, is that going to be the most fucking frustrating shit, dude? When you're fucking, man, I'm telling you, man, Jason, God. Yes. I'm just saying, you do not want to deal with hamstrings during the season. It's going to be terrible.
That's why I'm afraid of Jerry Jeudy, too.
Metcalf. That's where we are. Jason, Kendre Miller did not practice yesterday due to hamstring injury. Kamara is missing the first 3 games. So Jay Willie, dude, Jamal Williams, I might be picking him up if something happens and I have to draft like 2 wide receivers back to back in the early rounds. I might be picking up Jamal Williams now. So yeah, dude, Kendre Miller, I know he's young, so it's going to be better for him in the hamstring injury, but still, dude, it just popped up right before the season started.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Miller is going to end up not getting drafted at all and being on some of your waiver wire shows in the upcoming weeks.
For sure. And I think that Kamara, dude, I think he's going late enough. Like, he's only suspended for 3 games. I say only because I'm used to 4.
Yeah.
But Jason, how do you feel about Kamara?
I mean, now you could get him even later, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he's not going to be at the same ADP. He might be able to drop another round. He's still kind of. It's still kind of the same thing with me. Like he's okay. He's okay in my view. But now you're able to get him later, which I do like.
And my problem is like especially when you read the comments of like real Reddit fans of the Saints, that Dennis Allen dude and the offensive coordinator last year just could not. They ran him up the gut constantly. They did not use like what made him successful in the past, but we're counting on volume here now. Like they need to get him in space and do all this other crazy shit, but they're not doing it. So I'm not expecting like big explosive plays from Kamara like he used to, but I am going with the volume. Turn up the volume. All right, Jason.
He's going to get some receptions from Derek Carr this year.
Yeah, totally. I even threw it to goddamn Josh Jacobs last year. All right, Jason. Hawkinson signed a contract extension to make him the highest paid tight end. I am a Vikings fan. How do I feel about that? I feel okay because I think that we're going to get rid of Cousins' ass. We're going to say, see you later, dude. After this, you're making too much fucking money, man. And we're going to draft. I swear to God, we should have drafted. I swear to God, we should have drafted. Who did I love, Jason? He went to Tennessee. Hendon Hooker, dude. We should have drafted Hendon Hooker. I forget who we drafted, like Duggan. Anyways, there's a lot of good quarterbacks next year. Maybe we trade up and get like somebody okay. Anyways, dude, I'm okay with this. Hawkinson was like the greatest tight end prospect since Gronkowski out of college, and now he's a healthier Gronkowski, and he fits this offense. Whatever, dude. I'm okay with this. You will see later who I think is going to be the number 2 option on the Vikings. But you had to give him a big contract because this is what you traded for, dude. I mean, if you trade for the best prospect of that position, you have to give him the best contract. So I'm not surprised.
You know who needs to get paid? Hold on. Moment of silence.
This is Justin why Dalvin Cook didn't get fucking signed, dude.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, no shit. No kid.
This is what? This is year 4, isn't it?
Yeah. And they're going to give him, he's going to be the highest paid. So they're going to have the highest paid tight end. They're going to have the highest paid wide receiver. I swear to God, dude, you better be getting some dude on a fucking rookie contract behind the center. Otherwise, this shit's not going to work. You hear me, Ziggy?
You hear me, Ziggy?
That's the owner of, can't remember his name, but people call him Ziggy. Zigliff, some German dude.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is cool, right, Jason? Anyways, Jason, moving forward, Gaskin got signed to the Vikings as well. They do have their rookie Ty Chandler. Dude, Ty Chandler, let me pull it up. I was watching. I was like, oh, I wonder how this guy's going to do in the preseason. 22 carries for 65 yards. That fool sucked. He already has a fumbling issue. I was like, hey, guys, Madison might be good for the first half because the dude they drafted has a fumbling issue, and dude, he's 25 years old. Oh, my God. I swear to God, the Vikings, man. Let me take over their front office, Jason. What else was I looking at? Oh,
well, how did he do against Seattle? Because I remember watching that game. He looked like he was tearing them up.
He has 22 carries for 65 yards, though, in the preseason. So that's 3 yards a carry, Jason.
Right. Well, I know, but he looked good against Seattle. That must mean Seattle's defense is you're going to be able to run against them again this upcoming year.
Seattle's defense. Did you see Jamal Adams is like still out with his quad from last year? That's insane. Yeah. He just got ruled out for week 1 today.
But they didn't put him on the pup.
Yeah, which is good news. We'll talk about that later too. Good news not going on pups. Jason, Kadarius Toney expected to be available week 1.
So that means he'll be out week 2.
He's not being drafted right now. Are you rolling the dice on Kadarius Toney? I forget what they traded for the most. I forget what they traded for him, but I think it was a decent amount.
Yeah, they want to use him. Yeah, they want to use him. They want to get him involved. He's a good player. He's a good wide receiver. You know, he's like a human joystick. He just gets injured every 3 games, and that's the problem.
Who am I picking up? Which wide receiver am I picking up from the Kansas City Chiefs? Am I going to spend up on like 11th round or 12th round and get Sky Moore? Am I going to get Rashid Rice, last round? Am I going to get Kadarius Toney last round, Jason?
I don't know. I am kind of aiming for Sky Moore. He's one of the last options of a tier for me when it comes to like the flex. And that's just because at training camp, he's like the only one I hear like really making buzz right now.
That is the news of the training camp, but I would still go Tony. I don't like where Moore is going. I'd still go Tony.
But Rashid Rice, he's had some pretty good preseason games.
He had like 9 catches on 10 targets or something like that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, 8 of those receptions came from the backup. I think only 1 came from Patrick Mahomes, and he was playing with the 2s more than he was the 1s. But they are trying to get him involved. Maybe it's just like a little bit of a confidence boost. Like, okay, let's see how you can do before we put you up there with the 1s. They still got Watson on the team. Remember Watson? 84, yeah, I think his name.
And they still have Richie James, who I was believing in as well. But
yeah,
I was like, okay, let me watch Patrick Mahomes in the preseason. I was like, oh yeah, I remember why I don't want anybody but fucking Kelsey. Because that fool literally throws to people I don't even know the names to, man. Like, he just spreads the ball. That's Mahomes. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter who you are. So yeah, the only person you want from the Chiefs is probably Kelsey. But if I'm rolling the dice on somebody to emerge, it would be Tony, because Tony is a badass. He just needs to be healthy.
Tony. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Jason, are you ready for the next one? Kareem Hunt has received offers from 4 teams recently. People are waiting for him to go to the Colts. How would you feel if he went to the Colts?
I could see Kareem Hunt being like a really good fit with Anthony Richardson. Right? It's kind of like almost the same guy running the ball. Like, I could just see it happening. Power, dude. Just power.
You have a veteran. He's a great pass blocker. He's got size, which really the other running backs do not have right now. And he's a pass-catching running back. And, dude, I know that Anthony Richardson can't hit a fucking wheel route if you ask him to. But by the end of the season, I see him getting better. I see a pass-catching running back being very valuable to him. So, say they trade Jonathan Taylor or something. Dude, I'm telling you, man. Like, I would really like... It was all the rage last week to pick up Kareem Hunt on Reddit because everybody thought that he was going to get picked up by Indianapolis, and it hasn't happened. So,
yeah.
Anyways, Kareem Hunt says he's getting contacted. Last one, Jason. Jerry Jeudy is not to be placed on IR, which means they expect him to be back before the 4th week of the game of the season. So, how far back are you pulling back on? Because Jerry Jeudy looked good, dude. I mean, he looks like the best wide receiver for the Broncos to target. Are you still trying to get him, and how late?
There was a time where I was getting him quite often in my mock drafts, but then he started actually looking good in front of other people, in front of other viewers of the world during this preseason. Started going up a little bit. I mean, I'm okay still getting him around like the 7th, 8th round. That's where he was like starting the season off before he got all the way up to like the 3rd or I've seen him go in the 3rd round, but he's usually average around the 4th. That's a little too risky for me. But if he drops back in our league around like the 7th or 8th, yeah, give me some of him. Put him on my flex/bench. Let it ride or die.
Who would you rather have, Jason Jeudy or Drake London?
Drake London.
Yeah, me too.
That's different. That's different.
I think he's like going like 3 wide receivers ahead of him, but I always choose Drake London over that tier. That's like Drake London's the top of that tier for me. He's my MVP, Jason. And who was your MVP again?
Antonio Gibson.
Woo! That's the goddamn boldest prediction in this place. Jason's shooting for the Jupiter. He just watched 2001 Space Odyssey. He's like, I've been to the moon. I'm going to Jupiter.
Jupiter ascending.
Yeah, there you go. And then you go to the 5th dimension or whatever the hell the shit that is. All right, Jason. Let's cover your first dude. Who is it?
Who is it? Jahmyr Gibbs.
What's your first bold prediction?
My first bold prediction is Jahmyr Gibbs. He's going to break the rookie running back reception in 1 year. You know who had it before him? Just by off the top of your head, by any chance?
Reggie Bush.
Very close. I don't know how it's very close, but it's close. Saquon Barkley had 91 receptions his rookie year.
Damn.
That is a record right now. And I can see Jahmyr Gibbs breaking that record, right? I once again watched that draft room when they got Jahmyr Gibbs. They had a plan from him from the beginning. They had a plan. They wanted this guy. They cheered. They were popping champagne. They were making it rain all over the place. They wanted this guy. They wanted him for a reason. They got him. They were like, so long, DeAndre Swift. We don't want you no more. We don't want you no more. Another thing I do like about that is that Todd Gurley and Jared Goff, right? When they played together, Jared Goff loved throwing it to Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley in 2017 had 87 receptions, and in 2018 had 81 receptions.
That's a good stat. That's a good stat.
And those are pretty close. And I can see Jahmyr Gibbs, who was the number one receiver / running back combination dual threat he was for Alabama last year, getting pretty close, if not breaking it, because he's one of those guys that's like, you can line him up in the back, you can put him up in the slot. This dude's going to outrun anybody. He's going to be a guy that when he's on the field, you know he's going to get it, but you're not going to be able to stop him. And then he's going to get it, and he's going to run, he's going to juke, he's going to do all that.
He's going to run, he's going to juke, he's going to do all that.
He's going to run, he going to juke, he going to do all of that, then puke.
Whoa.
Yeah, because, he's going to be tired. And then he has a good chance to get a lot of receptions in the first 6 games of the season, the first quarter of it, because Jameson Williams, he's suspended for 6 games right now, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's kind of banged up. He's banged up. I think he's going to play, but he's a little banged up. I can see him taking a lot of targets and receptions away in the first quarter of the season. I think this guy's going to go out there and break Saquon's record.
And Jason, there's a precedent for, you just said it, for rookie running back receptions. As far as I think it probably was Pitts, but still, rookie tight ends don't get many receptions. I love Sam Laporta, but part of my want for Gibbs is exactly what you're saying. Jameson Williams injured, Amon-Ra St. Brown injured. Sam Laporta is a rookie. And then you have David Montgomery, who does catch passes, but he was they preferred Khalil Herbert way over that last year. So yeah, dude, I think that your logic is sound. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in right there.
You're fine. I said what needed to be said.
I said what I said, and that's what I said.
What are you doing? My job. Mighty Ducks. When they heard Adam Banks, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And the guy's like, "My job." Get it, Mighty Ducks, because you're wearing Mighty Ducks? Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. What are you doing?
You look like you know what, Jason? You look like a person from Iceland. You know what I think about Iceland?
How green it is?
You're a bunch of dicks that are dicks at hockey in Mighty Ducks 2. All right.
Well, yeah, because we're all 30-year-old men playing against a co-ed minor hockey team.
I watched that movie and I was like, why am I not big? All right.
Good save.
All right, dude. Jason, my next bold prediction is Jordan Addison. I am a Vikings fan. I'm a little bit biased. But hey, Jason, there are usually, I remember this from when I used to watch the fantasy footballers years ago. They say on average there are 2 teams that will have 2 wide receivers in the top 15. So, in the top 15 wide receivers, there are, 2 sets of 2. I'm confusing myself right now.
Oh, I like this. I actually need this for later. This is good. No, this is good.
2 sets of 2. I'll just give you some examples, okay?
Okay.
I'm drinking too much, apparently.
How about A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith?
So, okay, shut the hell up, dude. Shut the hell up.
They were top 10 last year.
Oh, I know. So 2022, Waddle and Hill. So they're on the top. So, Waddle was I can't remember, 8 and Hill was 2. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. So that was the 2 right there. There was the Eagles and the Miami Dolphins. And then Lockett, DK, and then Higgins and Chase. They were 16 and 17. So there was almost 4 last year. 4 sets, which was insane. 2021, Adams and Renfro, which is crazy that Renfro in 2021 was a top 15 wide receiver. And then DK Lockett and Allen and Mike Williams. There was 3 sets of wide receivers, dude, in the top 15. That's insane in 2021. And then Hill and Waddle came super close. Waddle was at 16. There was almost 4 sets.
Wow.
8 of the top 16. Dude, Jason, 8 of the top 16 wide receivers in the 2021 were on the same fucking team. We're pairs, dude. It's insane. And then 2020, DK Lockett. That's like, it's like, you know, it was like 2 of the last 3, DK and Lockett, man, are like always there. And then Thielen and Jefferson. Pay attention to the Thielen and Jefferson. That was the last time, people, if you were a Vikings fan, that Thielen actually played well. So the last time that the Vikings had 2 good wide receivers with this offensive coordinator, they had 2 sets of top 15 wide receivers. Jason, they picked Jordan Addison. Let me look. Number 23 overall in the first round, dude. He was wide receiver 4, but going into the draft, Zay Flowers was my number 1, and then Addison was my number 2. So, like, I valued Addison so much. Say Zay Flowers went to the Vikings, oh my God, dude, I would even thought even more. But still, and then Addison was a Biletnikoff Award winner, like in Pitt, and then he went to some other college and was like fucking amazing there, dude. It's insane with 2 different quarterbacks in college. I just want to go over the Biletnikoff Award winners before the 3 previous winners before Jordan Addison: Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase, Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, dude, let me sign up for that shit. So, anyways, Thielen had a 17% target share last year. As shitty as he was, dude, 107 targets. He got all those targets ranking outside the top 55 wide receivers in yards per route run. So he was like a bitch, dude. He barely ran anything like deep at all. And then he was outside the top 55 in routes, percentage of routes won. And if you know this channel, we value Steve Smith and what he says, right? Like, you know, like your win percentage on routes, like, oh, I beat a corner, you know, 75% of the time on a slant, or 80% of the time on a go route, or all that shit. That's so important, dude, to like professional wide receivers. Like, that's what Steve Smith values. And he looks at this shit and he's like, Thielen sucked last year. He was getting targets at the butt. There are targets, dude. Hawkinson got targets at the butt. Dude, Jefferson is double covered all the time. Addison has been like burning people on camp. All you see is like, oh, watch Addison burn the secondary. Watch Addison burn the secondary. Dude, I'm telling you, my bold prediction is going to be a top 15 wide receiver this year. So that is not that bold, Jason. Like, the last time the Vikings in this offense had a good wide receiver, it was undrafted like Thielen, dude. Thielen came from like Minnesota fucking community college. I've been drinking. And, you know, won his way onto the team. And he was a good route runner. Dude, I'm telling you, this is elite talent opposite of Justin Jefferson in a super pass-happy offense. And all the reports are, dude, amazing. And anyways, watch that footwork video of him. It's like Cooper Kupp, dude. Addison is the shit. And you should draft him he's my first ranked rookie. And I think that you should draft him maybe a round early this year.
I can see Addison having 50 receptions, 950 yards, and 10 touchdowns, and 8 of those touchdowns being 50 yards or more.
He's going to be wide open, dude.
Yeah. He's going to get some long touchdowns. If you're in a league like Tyler and I, we get +3 for every touchdown that's over 50 yards. So we get that bonus. That's going to be huge. That's what we want. We want the bonuses.
And Jason, I'm saying he's going to be like, you know, wide receiver 15 or better. He's being drafted as wide receiver 41. So if you want to talk about like amazing value, like, oh my God, dude, Jordan Addison is there. So anything else, Jason?
I think that's good.
What's your next bold prediction?
Dude, I don't think you want to know this. I got to take a drink real quick.
Oh shit, you're worrying me, man.
I don't think you want to do this. I don't even know if I can say this. I'm going to try to spit it out. Austin Ekeler will not be a top 5 running back next year. Oh,
That's
God.
Shitty. That's shitty because I drafted him.
In my head, do I really think that's going to happen? No. Does he have the potential to not be a top 5 running back? Yes. I'll tell you why. why I think this. I had people banging on my door right now about ready to kill me because of this statement right now. This is insane. So we're basically saying right now that Austin Ekeler is going to have 3 straight seasons of 18 plus touchdowns. I can't even fathom that. Like, if he can somehow do that, even just out of these last 3 seasons, he belongs in the Fantasy Football Hall of Fame, because that is unheard of. That is crazy. So I am guessing there's going to be some regression. He didn't rush for 1,000 yards last year, and I kind of want to say, like, bye to his 102 receptions that he had last year, and Kellen Moore's offense this year. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think he's going to get that many receptions. When Allen and Williams was healthy, his market share was 12%. When either one of them missed a game, Keenan Allen or Mike Williams, his market share went up to 21%. And the difference between that is a pace of 70 receptions. So his receptions, his volume, is strictly determined on the health of his 2 wide receivers, which will most likely either one of them will probably miss some games, so his market share will go up. The players that he's battling against for the top 5, I'm going to name off some. CMC, Avi, he's going to be in the top 5. You got Bijan Robinson, where if this guy's even doing if he's doing a 50-50 share with Tyler Algier, this guy's still going to get 20 rushes a game and some receptions, just because how often the Atlanta Falcons rush the ball. And he's kind of a good running back. But Tyler's, you can't get him. He's mine. Nick Chubb, the most underrated fantasy football player in the league. And all this guy does is rush for over 10 touchdowns a game and 1,300 rushing yards a season. And he's behind the second best offensive line. And the Browns are going to be an up-and-coming team this year with their offense, hopefully. Saquon Barkley, he looks like he's back. We saw what he did even behind that horrible offensive line. He could catch the ball. He looked good last year. And it looks like those rushing touchdowns that Daniel Jones is going to get, he's not going to need to rush for those touchdowns this year with the help of Waller and Hyatt. I think we're going to see more touchdowns out of Barkley this year. Derrick Henry, just because it's Derrick Henry, he just might surprise everyone again and be like the number 1 overall. And then the running back that everyone is huge on, all the experts, Tony Pollard. Everyone thinks he's going to have a great season. They think he's going to go up there and be a top 5. These are the players that he's battling against. And I'm saying, my bold prediction, he's not going to be in that top 5 next year.
I mean, you're dead on. I mean, on the touchdown regression, and it's a different offensive coordinator, so things are going to be changing over there. And it's like, who's going to be the person that misses out? And it's Austin Ekeler is the safest bet as far as touchdowns. I do think they're going to be running the ball a lot more, but I want to know how Austin Ekeler does in that offense and how many times he runs the ball. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of question marks there, and I feel good about drafting CMC in the 5 spot when he falls to me, but, like, dude, if Ekeler falls, I've got a real problem, man. I'm like, do I pick him or Tyreek Hill? And I'm still not sure about that. It's like 50% of the time I pick Ekeler, 50% of the time I pick Hill. But, like, I don't see a world where Hill is outside the top 5. Where Jason, you just explained a world to me where, Ekeler can be outside the top 5. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, and other people will put in Josh Jacobs there too. Josh Jacobs was number 1 overall last year.
Hell yeah, dude. I remember, and then dude, I know. People should be higher on Josh Jacobs, but even when I look at his points, it's just kind of hard, man. You look at CMC and Eckler's points; it's like every game was like 25 points, whereas Josh Jacobs was still kind of like sporadic with his points. So I still think he belongs in a tier below. All right. That was very good. My next one is Tank Bigsby is going to score more fantasy points than ETN this year.
Oh, okay. Okay, I like this. Prediction. This bold ETN. I was like...
I decided to go with ETN since I already had an E up there.
I know. I was like... Okay, I'm not a great speller myself, but I think Maybe. Okay.
It's ETN, dude. If you just say ETN, you got it right.
Yeah. ETN. That's great.
That's what I've been saying. All my comments and shit. Anyways, dude, Tank Bigsby, ADP of 166. He's like, I mean, I just had him on my undrafted. He's only drafted in like 5% of leagues right now, or some shit like that. Maybe 10%. No, 15% of leagues he's in, which is crazy, dude. Because this fool is like, okay. Anyways, let's start with the bullet points. ETN within the 5-yard line last year, he had 10 attempts. On those 10 attempts, he had 5 yards, so he got positive sometimes. Only 2 touchdowns. So this fool sucked, within the 5-yard line. So on the goal line, they're like looking for somebody to maybe hit the tackle a little bit harder. Hit the gap a little bit harder, because you see ETN, he's more left to right, that kind of shit. You see Tank Bigsby go in there, that fucker is going straight towards the end zone every time, dude. He's north-south, 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 north-south. He averaged 5.7 yards per carry in the preseason on 28 yards, on 28 carries. So, like, you got 28 carries out of him. And, dude, I'm watching that guy in the preseason. He literally just hits the gap and just keeps on going. I was going to say he reminds me of Frank Gore, but that's Jahmyr Gibbs that reminds me of Frank Gore. I can't remember who he reminds me of. But, dude, Tank Bigsby just looks like he's going to get chunk plays. Like, he's good for, like, 8 yards a carry all the time. Maybe 6 yards a carry. All right. He's a 3rd-round pick. And this is by Peterson, right? So Doug Peterson gets to choose his running back. He did not choose ETN. And he chose Tank Bigsby in the 3rd round. So he knows that ETN can't really punch it in at the goal line. And here he chooses a guy named fucking Tank. And he runs north-south.
Yeah.
So there you go, dude.
Yeah.
And then people forget about this, and they do not want to talk about this shit because fantasy channels are assholes, dude. Fantasy channels are assholes. They literally just like cover one side of the story. They do not want to talk about the other side. Hasty started seeing more touches. So Jahmyr Hasty, I was all about Jahmyr Hasty because he looks awesome, but he's so damn small. He was started seeing more touches down the stretch last year, and he was on the field for more snaps than ETN during the divisional loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. So ETN, here, he's supposed to be like a pass-catching running back, like an amazing one. He was off the field, dude. Jahmyr Hasty, when it mattered most, Jahmyr Hasty was in there. So that's not good. I'm telling you, man. Like ETN is explosive and all this shit. I mean, he had a Liz Frank surgery, which is not good, and all that, man. It's just like there's so much shit that people aren't talking about. And anyways, they drafted Snoop Connor in the 5th round last year, and that was a Doug Peterson pick, but he never panned out. He never really did that well, and now he's on the practice squad. So the competition is still non-Doug Peterson people, Jason. So I think that's my spiel right now. And yeah, dude, Tank Bigsby, if he's not like, he's literally going to be the highest picked up person after week 1. Like, there might be some wide receiver that catches a couple touchdowns or some shit, but like my best bet for the highest picked person after week 1 on waivers is Tank Bigsby, dude. People don't realize how involved he's going to be, Jason.
I think you and I need to direct a movie with action and romance, and we'll call it the Practice Squad.
What the fuck? Instead of the Suicide Squad?
Instead of Suicide Squad, the Practice Squad. And it would be it would be people trying to make it on the field, big time. Anyway, so what you were saying? I mean, you said it perfectly. It's like this guy is named Tank, and Tank belongs at the goal line.
Dude, he's gonna get double-digit touchdowns, but what's more bold? Tank Bigsby getting double-digit touchdowns, like I believe that, like 100%, or him getting more fantasy points than ETN. I think the fantasy points is bolder.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to trust this guy, and if he's going to be efficient around the goal line, he's going to be in there like on every play, and he has looked pretty damn good this preseason too. And the thing is, Tyler, like, I think there's going to be more touches taken away from ETN because of all the running backs that Dougie P wants to use. But it's
I'm rewatching
The Office,
Eastbound and Down, and Kenny Powers just took ecstasy and went to that kid's dance.
Oh yeah, and he like throws up and then yeah. Was he?
You all doing this to the kids?
Yeah. He throws up, he's all, "Ugh," and then it's like,
It's not the drugs.
It's not the drugs. Yeah, that's a good pick, Tyler.
What's yours, Jason?
All right. I need Steeler Nation to get up and be loud and proud. Oh, I don't even know. I wish I had a yellow towel. Oh. This bold prediction is about Steelers. No. This bold prediction is about the Pittsburgh Steelers and how they're going to have 5 players in the top 15 at their position. 5 players in the top 15 in their position. That was not a glitch. I did say that twice.
I was like, I've been drinking. I was like, I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah. Last year, I think the Philadelphia Eagles, I think they had like 4 players in the top 12 of their position. They had A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith in the top 10. Miles Sanders, I think, was 12. Hurts was second, third overall quarterback. I believe Dallas Goedert would have been a top 12, most definitely. Top 10, but he did miss some time. So last year, the Eagles were kind of one of the teams that you wanted to pick players from. I think the Steelers are going to have some players on that team that you want to try to draft later on that could win you a championship. Last year, Pat Fairmouth, he was a tight end 8, Tyler, with only 2 touchdowns. Najee Harris was running back 14 last year. The big difference, and you know what the crazy thing is? His rookie season, 7 rushing touchdowns. Last year, 7 rushing touchdowns. Rookie season, 3 reception touchdowns. Last year, 3 reception touchdowns. They're the same. Oh, gosh. What's different? He had 36 less receptions than his rookie year. And when you're in a PPR, that's 36 less points, right? Kenny Pickett, he had 7 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. Deontay Johnson had 147 targets and no touchdowns. That's insane. And George Pickens, as a rookie, had 4 touchdowns.
It's going to double.
Exactly. This is the year the Steelers will emerge. They listened to Tyler and I, and we were like, fix that line. Fix that line. Fix that line. And they went out and fixed that line. They drafted 2 badasses. One's a tight end. Mainly, I think it's going to be mainly a blocking tight end. And then they also got a left tackle. And then they also got something from the Eagles. The Eagles had the best offensive line last year. And during this offseason, like just watching it, or during the preseason, I'm watching these games. I'm like, dude, they look freaking good, right? They look freaking good. So now I am saying Kenny Pickett's going to have over 20 passing touchdowns. I'm going to say he's going to have 1 more rushing touchdown. So he's got 4 rushing touchdowns. Deontay Johnson, he's still going to get his 140 targets, but he's going to have, I'm going to say 6 touchdowns. He's going to have 6 touchdowns. That is 6 times more than what he had last year.
That's more than 6 times. If he had 0, it's infinite more times.
It's infinite. Well, I had this thing I was going to say. He's going to have twice as much, triple as much, quadruple as much. But I can't remember.
It sucks when there's a fucking 0.
Cinco as much. 6 as much. And everyone's seeing what George Pickens is doing in camp, dude. This guy, you can tell he's going to be a red zone threat because he's making these catches like crazy. I believe, Tyler said it, double the touchdowns. I'm going to add 2 more to that. I'm going to say he gets 10 touchdowns next year. What? Pat Fairmouth? Screw it, dude. He already was in the top 10 with 2 touchdowns last year. Let's just say he gets 5 touchdowns this year. And I believe Najee Harris and that offense is going to have 60 receptions, so his reception game is going to be on. All that, they're all going to be in the top 15 in their position.
So you're saying that the 2 wide receivers are going to be in the top 15?
Yep, and you're saying there's a chance because there's always there's like 3 or 4 teams.
Dude, there was almost 4. There was like, I think I said there was like 4 that one year. It's
yeah.
Cool.
Could they be the 14 to squeak in with 2 top 15 receivers?
And you're saying that Kenny Pickett's going to be a top 15 quarterback.
He's going to be number 15.
Right behind Jared Goff and all that other shit. And then Najee Harris, I believe, is totally undervalued. I have an issue when I'm picking between him or Gibbs, and that's funny that 2-year dudes are the people I choose between. Who would you rather have, Jason? Harris or Gibbs?
I don't know, man.
One floor, one's upside.
I mean, okay, I'm already getting one rookie, so I would like to get Najee Harris.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there is it depends on how you draft. So you're taking more safer players, get Gibbs. Say you're going to be more risky players, take Najee.
Yeah.
All right, dude, that was a good one. Jason, and their defense is for sure going to be top 15 if you want to count that.
The Steelers were like 20. They averaged 18 points per game last year. And from all the changes I'm seeing, they're gonna add to that. So there's going to have to be some more touchdowns to go around to these players. They're also in a division where they're going to have to score with Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and what's that dude's name? Deshaun Watson.
What's that dude's name?
Steeler Nation, get those towels.
Hey guys, what's he doing, Jason? He's that guy. That Deshaun Watson's finger popping people's asshole.
Yeah. But he got in trouble for it.
So I have definitely the shit on tape, man.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Kenneth Walker, Jason, will be a top 10 running back this year. His ADP is 56. When I've been getting him, it's been in like the 5th round, late 4th. But still, like, fuck, dude. Like, I remember watching Kenneth Walker last year. I mean, I live in Northern California, so I get all the, a lot. I mean, I watched him play the 49ers twice, that kind of shit. Watching him run, I was like, dude, I haven't seen anybody like this in a long time. It was pretty fucking awesome, man. Like, the way he sets up safeties, he's not even thinking about the linebackers in front of him. He's setting up, like, the 3rd level. So he's, like, always thinking about hitting the home run. That's the kind of running back I like, Jason. I like. He was, this is what pissed me off, dude. I went on a rant from my personal account at work today on this dude's, this guy's got thousands of subscribers. I don't even know his name. I didn't even check. I was pissed off. And he had a backwards hat, middle-aged dude, of fucking course, like every fucking fantasy analyst out there. I don't even know that. I don't even know how we can analyze fantasy, Jason. Neither of you have a backwards hat. What the fuck are we thinking, dude? Oh my God. Sorry, dude. I'm getting pissed right now. This fool was like, Kenneth Walker was RB17 in points per game. He's going to be a bust. It's like, motherfucker, this guy was a backup for the fucking first 6 weeks, and you're counting that in points per game? Like, this is the same shit I see from, like, Matthew Berry's show, dude. It's, like, the dumbest shit I've ever seen. And it's like, no wonder people are sucking at fantasy or listening to this shit. And it's like, dude, think for yourself, man. Like, do your research. I know we're telling you shit. Go look it up for yourself, man. And look at the negative, too. We're trying to tell you the negative and the positive. All these other shows are just telling you positive, and it is fucking crazy, dude. Like, I didn't realize it until I started researching a ton of fantasy. But, like, there's, like, a screen, like a blindfold being pulled over your eyes, dude, when you watch these shows, dude. It's fucking crazy. Anyways, Kenneth Walker was running back 8 last year from weeks 6 to 17. That's when Penny went to IR and he became the starter. So, yeah, I'm going to count that shit, dude. You count PPR when a dude's been, like, injured for, like, 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, not PPR, but points per game. And you're trying to figure out how good he is. God, I was getting so pissed today, dude. It was like, fuck. You getting paid to do this shit? So Kenneth Walker was consistently playing 70% of snaps or getting 23% or getting 23 plus carries per game while leading that backfield in routes run. So that's what they DJ Dallas and some of their asshole that was just running a bunch of routes last year. So I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. Kenneth Walker is his weakness is pass catching and run ball and pass protection. It was in college and it is now. So is he to get pulled off in a lot of third downs to Charbonnet? Yes. But, dude, I don't care, man. Like, in this offense, he's, like, such a vital part of, like, the Chris Carson role. It doesn't matter if you catch passes or not, dude. Anyways, Penny, I want to talk about Rashad Penny because people are like, oh my God, I don't want Kenneth Walker because they drafted Charbonnet in the second round. Well, guess what, motherfucker, dude? Penny was drafted in the first round with Chris Carson was like undrafted, right? They drafted Penny in the first round. Like, oh shit, dude, Penny's going to take over. Penny was drafted in 2008 as the 27th overall pick with Carson having a season-ending injury in 2017. He was undrafted, by the way. They both played 14 games in Penny's rookie season. Carson had 247 carries. Penny had 85. And Carson went on to finish as RB15 in 2018. So here we are. You know, Carson was a top 15 running back. Dude, Kenneth Walker is so special. I mean, I know Chris Carson's good. He's just like a battering ram, dude. You know, he's just like, whatever. Dude, Kenneth Walker is going to be getting you some shit, man, as far as big plays. So I see him like as a top 10 running back. He already played that way last year when he was the starter, and he's not being drafted as such. Fucking assholes, dude. Anyways, dude. Carson was drafted 2 spots behind Penny that year. So even like that year, like Charbonnet's like being drafted, I think like 6 rounds behind, whatever. But still, like, dude. So we're even with the value of Penny that year, Penny still didn't get shit. And here we are, Charbonnet. We're valuing Kenneth Walker way more than Charbonnet. Why are we not thinking he's not going to get shit? Because last time this happened with Pete Carroll, he didn't get shit. So I'm just saying, dude, like, don't worry about the Charbonnet shit. He's going to be on there on third downs. Like, do you really worry about third down backs taking away from your number 1 running back? Like, Jesus, dude. And so Kenneth Walker is going to be like, he's going to be like a second round value going in the 4th or 5th round. It's crazy. So yeah, anyways, dude, sorry, I'm getting pissed off.
Oh, you're fine.
Right now, Kenneth Walker's being drafted as RB17 behind ETN. I think he's going to outproduce. Dameon Pierce, who I think he's going to outproduce. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, who I think he's going to outproduce, unless he gets to a perfect situation. Ramondre Stevenson, who I think he's outproduced. And Aaron Jones and Joe Mixon, who I think he's going to outproduce, man. Like, I think he's going to outproduce, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running backs ahead of him. And I'm just telling you, man, like, top 10 running back, Kenneth Walker. I remember watching him last year being like, that is the number 1 overall draft pick like next year, watching him. And then he got injured. You know, he's got weak ankles. He sucks at pass protection.
Can't catch.
But still, I don't care, dude. Like, watching that full run, especially if you have like a bonus, like 50-yard touchdowns with Jason and I, he's fun to watch, man. And he'll get you top 10 numbers. So I am predicting him to be a top 10 running back. I don't think that's that bold. It's more italics.
Underlined. Yeah.
Sorry, Jason, I ran it for a while and I got pissed.
Oh, you're fine.
We're going 53 minutes. Oh, you fucker! You got a backwards hat.
I always do this.
You're waiting for me, dude. You're waiting for me. Look, hey, you guys want to know fantasy? I'm the man because I got a fucking backwards hat. What the hell are you talking about, dude?
I'm trying to even cover my eyebrows. That's how low I go, dude. Cover the eyebrows.
I'll tell you what. You look 20 years younger, Jason. I'll give you that.
Because I did this when I was 20 years younger.
I know. Last time I saw you dressed like that, you had like you said, "Call me J Unit."
Oh, wow! I haven't heard that name in a long time. That's like from a movie?
J Unit.
Yeah, J Unit. Yeah, and it's because of this that I got that name too.
Hey man, we grew up in the times of. I had
4 Locos
trying in my CD player for like 2 years.
Yeah.
If you think you're a wankster, you don't know the son.
Yeah. Oh, those are good times, man. Dang. What was I going, Tyler? I had this train of thought.
I don't know, dude. I finally put it on Riverside, and your ass was with a backwards hat, and I lost my shit.
Okay, so Kenneth Walker going in the 5th round, I think is perfect. Him going a little bit earlier was just like, it was a little bit of a risk because so he is like, he's a great runner. He's quick. You know, he sets up safeties. He's a big play guy, and he could do the big plays. My only concern is that he was number 1 in stuff percentage last year. But the thing is that his line is also improved. they have those 2 rookies that they get. Now they're going to be second-year chemistry with that team. I feel like didn't you also say they lost their center? Man, that's crazy.
They did, but they picked up another dude from the Lions, and so I've been hearing good things about that. Actually,
yeah, you said they had like a top 5 offense last year or offensive line last year. So, but that whole thing doesn't bother me, right? Like, yeah, he will go for minus, and then bust out the 60-yard touchdown, the 20-yard play. He's a big play guy, and he can make big plays happen on a level that's just like almost every game. So he is worth it. Yeah, let Zach Charbonnet get the third downs. Let's see him like get the goal line carries, whatever. Kenneth Walker is going to be running that in from 70 yards out. He's going to get his, especially when it comes to us. Like you said, Tyler, we get the bonus, or we get the extra 3 points when he makes those plays, when he makes those touchdowns. So,
Jason, I'm so glad you brought this up because I want to talk about the negative. The other negative I forgot about was you sent me that picture of red zone carries for ETN. I was like, that motherfucker got 2 touchdowns on 10. Man, ETN or not ETN. Kenneth Walker was like worse than ETN actually on the red zone last year. It was like 1 for 8 or 1 for 9 and like negative yards. But
that was the worst, I think.
Dude, that's not his game. Like,
yeah.
So, and if you're telling me that he got like RB8 with that shit, with those stats, like I bet you money in his second year, like running backs improve from their freshman year. Like, dude, that's great. Like he got that many carries, 9 carries inside the 5. And they were 100% rushes, by the way. So they weren't even pass catching. I'm just saying, dude. Like, that is a shitty stat. But if you're looking at it, it was a rookie year, that's fine with me. If you're looking at ETN, dude, I'm like, oh my God, dude. I don't know. He's going so high. I just hate it. He's going like third. Dude, fuck, ETN is going way too high.
The perfect comparison I see for these players that did well last year is Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. They both worked out. Goal line wasn't totally Tony Pollard's thing. That was Ezekiel. Look how they both ended. Word.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that's the show. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully we earned a thumbs up. Hopefully we earned a subscription from you if you're not already subscribed. But hey, dude, we're living paycheck to paycheck here. If we can get like 1,000 subscribers, that'd be amazing. So we can start getting paid like cents, probably like $1 a month or something like that. That's $1 a month.
That's $12 a year.
Yeah, dude.
Split by 2.
Oh,
$6.
That's what I'm paying for our website, Jason, if that's $1 a month. You know what I'm saying? But then I got to split it with Jason, so that's 50 cents. Anyways, look for us to be coming out with an episode on Monday. I don't know what the hell it's going to be, but we're going to come out with something. And yeah, anyways, thanks for drinking. If you didn't drink, that's cool too. I mean, you don't have to have fun to drink, whatever. And
no peer pressure here.
Shit, dude. I understand that totally. And hey, thanks for watching. We appreciate you. This is the Fantasy Red Zone. Jason, send us out.
Practice Squad coming out 2025. Deuces.